Evening, Commissioners.
And just a reminder, sorry, before you begin, just to let you know you have 3 minutes.
Okay, great, thank you. So one of the stipulations, and Commissioner Hegedus, you brought it up, that it was your first question. What about flammable materials, right? Being stored. How are we going to be guaranteed that there aren't going to be any explosives, flammable materials, acetylene tanks, gasoline, diesel fuel, all those flammable materials that can combust and explode and create a very hot fire, right? This facility, keep in mind, this facility is not the middle of nowhere. It's in my backyard. It's in other people's backyards as well. I am totally against this. I think it's a very dangerous thing to have right now in backyards. If they want to put this somewhere, put it somewhere where it's out of the neighborhood. Well, out of the neighborhood, okay? People will still go to it. This isn't a matter of convenience. I mean, well, it is a matter of convenience for some people in my community, but it's a dangerous matter of convenience for people that live around it. Okay, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, my name is David Shepard. I'm a resident of Goodyear full-time. I'm also a business owner here as well. We moved from pretty close to Walmart to go up the hill into Estrella because of how peaceful it is, because how nice it is. It's such a beautiful, clean community. It's quiet at night. We can see the stars. And to bring in this storage unit and put it in the middle of a residential complex, it's so out of place. It does not belong there. I did 20 years in law enforcement. I'm retired now. I can't even begin to speak at how many search warrants we have served on storage units for people storing goods there for commercial burglary theft, vehicle prowls, residential home theft. It brings in a ton of criminals. It brings in a lot of those people. Now those people are going to be coming all the way up into Estrella, driving their stolen cars and everything else and dropping off the goods. There is no guarantee that there will not be any hazardous chemicals. When someone comes and checks in, they'll ask them, oh, please don't put any here. Okay, great. That still doesn't mean people aren't going to bring their cans of paint that go to their house, because we all have like 6 or 7 different colors in the house, and the acetylene tanks and the gas cans and the diesel cans and everything else. Fires there are be a very real possibility. They have water sprinklers. They have nothing else. It's not going to put out these chemicals that are going to be in there. Just because you ask somebody the day they move in and the day they give you money doesn't mean they're not going to do it. The big picture is what else is going there. And by having a storage unit there, you're not going to allow other good businesses that benefit the entire community to be there. We need actual businesses up there. We need grocery stores. We need places to go out to eat with our family. We need little shops and everything like that. A storage facility chases people and other businesses away. Again, I own a business here in Goodyear, and this is a horrible idea. And I'm really asking that you do not allow this to go forward anymore. You don't allow that skinny piece of parcel in between the homes and this business to exist, because who's going to take that parcel? What business are they going to try and force into that little area right there? There's just so many concerns, and I know it benefits them. It's easy to build one of these structures. No sewer, no water, other than maybe their one bathroom for the employee only. You know, they don't need all the electrical concerns. They can build it really fast, really cheap, and make a ton of money off of it. But that doesn't benefit us, the ones that live up there. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioners. My name is Shelley Blackman, and I'm a Goodyear resident, and I'm also a resident of the Cantamia subdivision that is going to be, or actually is, directly south of where the storage facility will be. I'm very disappointed, quite honestly. I moved to Goodyear from Chandler. I lived in Chandler for almost 40 years. And I moved to Goodyear, and I was so happy with the way the City of Goodyear has run things. But this situation with this particular facility and the process so far has really left me disappointed, especially from a transparency standpoint. And I think the city has tried to be very transparent in things that they've done in the past that my husband and I have been involved in. The first thing I'd like to mention is that when the zoning sign went up for this facility, it was placed right next to the fire station. There are no homes anywhere close to the fire station. That part of Willis is under construction. So instead of it being placed on Mountain Vista, where residents are going into Montecito and into Cantamia, I believe it was deliberately placed so that very few people would know that this meeting tonight and the meeting that is going to happen at the City Council would know about it. The Montecito residents did receive a postcard making them aware of this change that was coming about or being requested. Cantamia residents did not. We have about 1,300 residents, and there'll be a significant number of them currently whose backyards back up to Willis, and lots that will be sold whose backyards will back across Willis from this particular facility. Cantamia was not notified at all. Fortunately, we do have a few people here tonight from Cantamia through word of mouth more than anything else. And it was accurate that that the architect was requesting, the developer was requesting a use permit. We don't understand that type of vernacular. We're not planning and zoning people. We didn't realize it was a change in the zoning, or a lot more people would probably be here tonight. So again, that goes to the issue of transparency. This is not the best use for this property. It may potentially meet the business park requirements, but it is not the best use for it. I worry about the hazardous materials. I worry about the traffic. Is this the best that we can do in Estrella? And I just request that you decline this change in the use permit. Thank you.
Derda, Goodyear resident full-time, live in Cantamia also. So representing the other side of the argument, I think the building looks great. In all the studies that I have looked up online, people go to a storage facility roughly 2 times a month. 50% of them, go to a storage facility to look at their things 2 times a month. The rest of them just leave things there. So it's not going to impact traffic coming up and down the streets as commuter traffic would. So that's great. The building looks good. It's needed. Most of the people I know in Cantamia have a storage facility someplace. This will cut down on all that traffic. 45 decibels of sound is so low. The average sound of the best carrier units and Lennox units installed as air conditioners throughout my community is 72 decibels. They don't even know that. So, and the sound in here is about 54 decibels. It's already louder than the quiet hum that's going to come across from that rooftop unit. And a 3-lane on each side road is going to be far louder than anything. Noise, not an issue. Anything else that could go in there could be far more destructive, I think, to a community than this, which seems like a very passive and needed and beautiful addition. When people think of mass storage, they think of all those lined up orange garages forever and ever and ever. And this isn't that. This just blends in, I think, nicely. I hope you vote for it.
I'm a resident of Estrella Mountain, Segovia 2, which is the development directly behind the proposed project. There's 35 homes, my home being one of them. View fencing. We paid dearly for that fencing. I strongly oppose this project and ask that the council to reject this storage unit being built in our beautiful community. My rationale for opposing this project is based on lifestyle preservation, view pollution, noise pollution, and light pollution. In the current state, most of the residents of Segovia and Cantamia have a 180-degree view of the mountains and surrounding foothills during the day. Again, those 35 homes that I speak of, and me being one of them, there's about $1 million worth of premiums that we paid for those view lots, $1 million. The project brings tall buildings, tall walls, tall storefronts, and tall light posts. Noise pollution, right now there's net zero noise on that property. Nighttime is extremely quiet. The project will bring noise in the way of AC units. I believe there's 26 of them, I think I heard. Generators, gates opening and closing, sliding doors slamming, trucks, cars, and of course the patrons. I encourage you all, if you haven't, to go to one of these facilities and just see how noisy they really are as you make your decision. And it was mentioned that traffic on Willis Road would not increase. I don't know how that statement can be made. Anything you bring there is going to bring more people, which increases traffic. It's just the way it's going to be. Light pollution. This is a big deal. It's dark at night there. Stargazing is an amazing attribute that we paid for in that community. That's the reason I moved out there, or one of the main reasons. The project brings excessive light pollution and will destroy the dark environment that we all cherish to observe the sky during the night.
Good evening, Vice Chair, council members. My name is Steve Johnston. I am a resident in Segovia 2 that has property that is immediately adjacent to the proposed development. And I too am opposed to the facility as proposed. I wanted to point out that it's not a coincidence that the noise study showed a noise level of 45 decibels. The Code of Federal Regulations standard cutoff is for 45 decibels. And that's for continued operation during the hours of 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Because the noise aspect that some of the other speakers have mentioned is a very precious thing for the residents in these neighborhoods. It's deathly quiet at night out there, and that's one of the main considerations why many of us chose to pay a premium and live and move to this part, these subdivisions. And any kind of noise pollution, such as the operation of 26 5-ton commercial HVAC units, is going to impact. I don't care how quiet they are. You're going to hear this at night. You can almost hear people speaking at night. It's that quiet. So I would just like the commissioners to be considerate of the fact that, you know, we do take that very seriously, and that we would want, if a permit is issued, I would want the permit language to stipulate that the permittee has to take measures to ensure that those guidelines are not exceeded. That's what I want to say. So thank you.
One of the speakers mentioned that the residents within the 500 feet in Cantamia did not receive. Can you please confirm that that was received? That's the way the report is written.
Thank you for the question, Commissioner Zambito, Vice Chairman, Commissioners. The notices were sent as required to property owners within 500 feet of the property and the HOAs, both Cantamia and Segovia. At the moment, the Cantamia lots closer to Willis Road have been platted, but they have not been constructed. Thus, there are no additional property owners.
So that's the undeveloped part of it.
Yes, it is the
Okay.
undeveloped part.
Okay. But the HOA did receive it.
That is correct. Notices were sent to the HOAs as well.
Okay, thank you.
Are they within 500 feet? Any other discussion? Okay. All right, have a motion and a second. Please vote.
Motion passes.
And this will go to the City Council on July 10th, is that right? Is that the date? Yes.